What is up, everybody? I hope you are having a fantastic evening. We've got a little bit of news, and then we're going to do a quarterback ranking, but it's not going to be the traditional where I just list guys or put guys in a tier. It is going to be quiz style. I did this last year. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I hope you enjoy it too. We're going to hit it next. All right, welcome back to Last Second Sports, where we are giving you our take down to the last second. And as I said, we have a little bit of news. And actually, I think it happened a day or two ago, but Matt Mayoko was on with Rich Eisen and let everybody know that he expects, not that we didn't expect this, but it kind of just puts the nail in the coffin, so to speak, with this, that he expects that Brandon Ayuk is going to start the season on PUP, that he's been at the facility on a regular basis. He's been working his butt off, but that the 49ers probably expect not to have Brandon Ayuk for the first 4 weeks of the season minimum, and then they will evaluate him after that. Again, I don't think that this is a shock to anybody. Although there was that hope, maybe they could get Brandon Ayuk back a little bit earlier. It just doesn't seem that it's going to play out that way. So I think that all we can do is continue to wish Brandon Ayuk a speedy recovery. Hope that when he does come back, he's a major contributor and can get back to his old form, because his old form was pretty dang good. I mean, we were making arguments, top 8, top 10 wide receiver, and he goes down with that devastating injury right after he signs the contract. It's just not ideal at all. So hopefully Brandon Ayuk can get back soon, but as expected, sounds like bare minimum first 4 weeks, he will be out. Alex says, I disagree with Purdy. He isn't top 10 because he's top 5. Okay. What's up, Jesus? First live comment. Yes, you were, Alex. I appreciate it, brother. Top 3 by the end of the season. Okay. Trip Aces says Purdy needs Tom House like Brady did to fix his arm. I don't know. I mean, quarterback mechanics are, you know what I've learned through quarterback coaches, when you ask them about mechanics, they all have a preference when it comes down to the mechanics in which they would like to teach, but they all end up basically saying the same thing, which is whatever your mechanics are, for the most part, outside of some minor tweaks, our job is to get you to replicate that over and over and over so that you can remain consistent. So if a quarterback has wonky looking mechanics, that's not the end of the world. If it's comfortable for them, how can you make them repeat that and be consistent within that? And that's what all the quarterback coaches that I've talked to, I've had interviews on this channel with a few of them, they all say that. They all say, yeah, of course, there's little tweaks and foot placement and, elongating the arm or whatever it is for that specific quarterback coach, they're going to try to tweak it, but they don't want to tweak it enough to where you're changing everything and you can't replicate and repeat over and over a pass that you're comfortable with. So Ayuk ain't ready till mid-year. Yeah, I know, man. And you know what sucks about it too is that Ayuk, not only is he not ready till mid-year, but usually these guys take a full season. I don't know that Brandon Ayuk is going to be Brandon Ayuk until the 2026 season. I mean, even if he's back, and I'm not saying he can't make an impact, but you look at guys like Kyler Murray's a good example. He was kind of a shell of himself when he first came back, and then he looked more like himself last year. It's that way with a lot of players. When you have that devastating injury, it just takes time to work through it. It does. Aaron Rodgers was, I think, a good example. Different injury, but Achilles, where he started to kind of look like his old self a little bit towards the tail end of the season. Dre Greenlaw, he never really was able to recover last year. So I think it just takes these injuries. They're not death sentences the way that they used to be, which is great. But if you got injured in the middle of a season, usually the next season, even if you can come back, you're not yourself. Tight end for the Vikings that got traded from the Lions. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. He's another great example. Another great example. Tore up his knee, got traded. Last year was like the first year back. He'll probably look really good this year. Look very different. So I did that for the facial expression. You knew you would get it. That's for sure. You knew you would get it. Sorry, Kenny, you're too late, man. Somebody already did this, and I already gave him a facial expression, so I can't react again. Dave's here, guys. We can start the show. Good, good, good. 9-8. Well, this isn't a season prediction show, but I do appreciate it. 9-8. That's fair. 7-10. I don't know, man. If they finish 7-10 with this schedule, that would be a disaster. Yeah. I think like in Derek Carr's instance, though, age factors into that. Do you really want to go through the rehab process, and for what? I mean, I don't know. They were going to try to replace Derek Carr. The future of his career was probably backup quarterback once he was able to come back. And it's just at that age, what's the point? Like, is it really worth it? Do I need more money? Derek Carr certainly didn't need any more money. So I don't know that that injury itself was career ending, but the timing of it, the age, where he's at in his career, all of that kind of goes into it and made it that, in my opinion. Oh man, I think there's an argument to be made that cornerback, we're gonna have to see. Somebody's gonna have to step up and make that room whole. They are. I think we like Bernardo Green, obviously Diamador Lenore, but even Diamador Lenore, as great as he's been, he's played his best ball inside. And so is he now going to be strictly the number one corner, a true outside corner? Can he be that? I mean, I think he's shown in spots that he can, but when you're that full time, it's very different. So I think that'll be interesting to watch. Bernardo Green going into year 2, that'll be interesting to watch. And then who's really your third guy? You know, is it Stout? Is it somebody else? Is that guy even on the roster right now? So yeah, I think there's questions. I mean, this team's not a complete team, and that's why the expectation can't be that they win a Super Bowl. This team is not a complete team whatsoever, and I think that much is clear. This is a team that is building towards the future. I'm curious to see what these rookies look like, and these second-year players, what do they look like? That's going to determine the future of this team. So for me, that's what I'm looking forward to. But how does it pan out this year? Yeah, I think there's holes on this team. I do. Um, I mean, right now you'd have to go with Jeff Garcia. He just played longer. But I mean, if Brock has, I mean, what does it take to pass Jeff Garcia? 2 more seasons? Not a lot. I don't think it's a lot. I mean, the drop off between Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Jeff Garcia, pretty significant once you get to Jeff Garcia. Now, Jeff was good. I don't want to disrespect Jeff. I love Jeff. I'll never forget that comeback in that Giants game. It was incredible. But to pass Jeff Garcia, it's not going to take this long career or anything like that. I mean, we're talking another 2 seasons probably. So, but he was awesome, man. I did like Jeff Garcia. He was fun to watch, man. Frisco says the real question isn't the record, but whether or not The units consistently execute. Last season was painful to watch. Yeah, and a lot of that was on coaching. And that's what I think that's why we're all excited that Robert Saleh's back is at least you know that you're going to get good coaching. You know you're going to get top-notch coaching. Now, how much does that translate on the field? How deep is this roster? That's a whole different thing. I mean, as great as Robert Saleh was, Robert Saleh wasn't Robert Saleh until 2019. And this team had a lot of good players and a lot of depth. A lot of people wanted to fire Robert Saleh at one point. I remember that. So, you know, Robert Saleh is great and he'll get the best out of the unit. I have no doubt about that. But how good is the unit? I don't know. What's up, Seth? I know. Also, I do think that nostalgia plays into this. It does. And that's why I say when you break down Jeff Garcia and what he was, it won't take much more for Brock to pass him when you really break it down. But nostalgia always outweighs the current. I mean, oh, back in my day, it was this and this and this. And, you know, you were 20 something years younger and in your prime. And, you know, so all of those things play into it as well. Got you, Seth. Lee says, Cap down the rabbit hole. I will say this. If we take players at their peak that we've seen so far, it was short-lived, but Cap's peak was higher than all of them. Not Montana and Young. They don't count. Like, they're just in a category by themselves. But peak Kaepernick, peak Kaepernick, man, that was something. I mean, that Green Bay playoff game and then week 1 the following season, I'm telling you, it wasn't a long time. The consistency wasn't there. The longevity wasn't there. But Pete Kaepernick was pretty good, man. Pretty good. Kenny 49ers, didn't Brock just pass him for passing yard leader in 16 games in a season where CMC predominantly got the football? Yeah, I don't. Comparing statistics to guys that played in the late 90s and early 2000s, it's not even the same game. It's not even the same game. And the fact that it took that long for somebody to pass him actually is kind of, it says a lot, but it's those things aren't created equally. Those things just aren't created equally. I mean, you go look at some of the numbers from the all-time greats. Their numbers can't hold a candle to what there is today. It's just a different game. It's a completely different game. Quarterbacks, and even Tom Brady talks about it, from the beginning of his career to the end of his career. If anybody would know, it'd be Tom Brady. He's like, you don't have to worry about leading guys over the middle anymore. That's not an issue. You don't have to worry about laying your guys out. That's not an issue. You don't have to worry about guys getting jammed 10 yards down the field. That's not an issue. You don't have to worry about getting hit below your knees. That's not an issue. You don't have to worry about getting absolutely laid out once the ball's left your hands. That's not an issue. It's a completely different game, man. Those guys had to deal with so much more. So comparing what they had to deal with versus what quarterbacks of today have to deal with, it's too different. I can't look at that and be like, oh, well, that itself, Brock's already better. That's no. Hugo says, Jesse, I asked a question last year about Brock going rogue and calling audibles, running off script, and it worked. Would Kyle bench him? Now that he's got the bag, would it be the same if he did? Kyle's not benching Brock, so take that for what it's worth. I don't see that happening. So Brock pretty much has the keys to the car, man. Jay says Jeff Garcia was good on the run. Dude had an arm, but no height. Fierce competitor, too. Accurate, deep, and had the legs to run. It was organized chaos, man. Organized chaos. Listen, Alex, respectfully, you didn't even watch Jeff Garcia. So you get no say in this. Yeah, Pete Cap was different for sure. Dude, I know he had giant hands, man. What's up, Raymond? Dude, it's been forever since I've seen you, man. Good to see that you're in here. Good to see that you're in here. Cap had an aging Bolden and often injured Krabs. VD and Gore were excellent through the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget that Seattle game, though. The throw where he threw it to Crabtree in that corner. And I forget, I'm trying to remember the name of the receiver that was just wide open for a dump off on the left and could have easily picked up like 18 yards. Yeah, whatever. Yes, right now he is. Right now he is. But I don't think it's going to take some astronomical longevity to pass him. It just won't. It just won't. Dude, listen, if Steve Young played today, if Steve Young played today, man, he might have 6,000 combined yards. I'm not joking. I mean, there was nothing that Steve Young didn't have. Also, though, if Steve Young played today, he might not have made it past the first couple of years of his career because he was on struggle bus early, and teams don't have patience. So I'll say that too. But prime Steve Young, what did prime Steve Young not have? Truthfully, what did he not have in his bag? He was an elite processor. He had a very good arm. He had elite mobility, elite toughness, as smart can be. He had the size. I mean, he was built very well. What did prime Steve Young not have? If prime Steve Young played today, it would be incredible. It would be incredible. Yeah, that's just way. I don't know how do you decipher some of those old players, that none of us saw play. So I don't know. And talk about toughness, dude. Steve Young was as tough as they came. As tough as they came. Hey, Elvis Gerback, man. Kansas City was taking all of our quarterbacks, including Elvis Gerback. Remember that? Remember that? Sure. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but that goes both ways. Then the players that are on offense are more athletically gifted, faster, stronger, whatever. But when you can't use that strength, what good is it? I mean, you can't lay people out the way that they used to. Listen, I don't think this is even debatable, Kenny. Playing quarterback before the rule changes in mid 2000s was objectively harder than it is today. Like, I don't think this is debatable. Is this really even a debate? You guys keep me honest in the chat. This isn't debatable. Like, it is way harder to play quarterback back then. Way harder. It was above average. What's average? Who's the quarterback with an average arm in the league? Name that guy, and I bet you Steve had a better arm. Sean Hill. Gosh, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you could jam the socks off of receivers. I mean, there was like no penalty at all. Like, you just jam the socks off receivers and then allow the defense to get home. Yeah, dude, it's not debatable. It's not. I'm sorry. Objectively harder to play quarterback in the 90s than it was today. It just was. It just was. Yeah, Alex, listen. Alex was cool for a minute, But I don't know, man. It was boxing while sprinting down. Exactly. Exactly. No doubt. Hell no. It's no debate. 100 times tougher to play quarterback back then. Uh, I don't know what you're trying to say. Garcia probably and Steve Young and their 12 concussions. Aikman had 8 by himself, didn't he? Yeah. It was okay, dude. You grabbing around the neck, hitting quarterbacks late, hitting below the knees, like all of that. Just the fear of what could happen to you, man. It is night and day. What happened to Tua last year was like, okay, cool, man. So you're playing, right? You're not missing any games, right? You'll be on the field next week, if not next drive, right? Oh, yeah. No, we get it. You hit your head, the fencing, all that. Yeah. But you're playing. That's just what it was. I don't know that average is Jared Goff. Jared Goff's got a pretty good arm, man. I don't Jared Goff's got a good arm. I would say he's better than average. I would say he's got a better than average arm. And if it's average, then ooh. How old are you, Bay Area Kev? I'd be curious to know how old you are. All right, let's oh, Alex Smith with the Chiefs, man. He was putting up some numbers. He was Alex Smith with the Chiefs was a completely different guy, man. I don't know. Um, I'd have to really go back and look at it. He put up some numbers for sure. He put up some numbers. Yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? Listen, the fact that Tom Brady played till he was 45 is super impressive, right? Or 44 or whatever. But that is more to do with the league allowing that to happen than modern medicine. Like, guys didn't play that long because they were beat to hell before then. There was no chance they could play that long. No chance. Yeah, but a lot of those injuries are it's like non-contact injuries. I bet you I would venture to guess that non-contact injuries, and also you have to report injuries nowadays. That's a big thing. You have to report these injuries. You didn't have to report things back then. Again, Tua with his concussions would have played. It was what it was. Steve Young would get that and be like, "Yeah, no, I'm playing next week." It was a whole different world, man. And yes, you have to announce it. Yeah. You have to announce them. All right, let's do this. Let's do this quarterback ranking thing. What I like about this, I do prefer quarterback tiers. I really do, because there's like, to me, a lot of guys are similar. What's the saying? There's 15 top 10 quarterbacks. And I think that that's true to a certain extent, where this thing fluctuates so much week to week, year to year. It just fluctuates. On the back half of that top 10, it does. You've got the few mainstay guys, and outside of that, it's just constantly changing, constantly changing. But what I like about this is this forces you in a vacuum to choose a player. And then once you do, and at the end of it, it compiles a list of your top 32 quarterbacks in order. It forces you to take a player. So here's the only rule I have while I'm doing this. Who is the quarterback I would take in 2025? And if it's close, I'll explain myself. But who is the quarterback you would take in 2025? I like the thought of Caleb Williams, and I am not a big Sam Darnold fan. But I have to see something, and it won't take much. Trust me. If Caleb Williams starts out on fire for 5 games under Ben Johnson and looks completely different, it's not going to be hard for Caleb Williams to like take the reins from Sam Darnold. It's not. But Sam Darnold, he choked in the playoffs, last game of the season, all of that, whatever. But it would be disrespectful to just take what Caleb Williams, the thought of Caleb Williams is, and just say, yeah, I would take him right now over Sam Darnold. Somebody who at least has proven it at an NFL level recently. Now, if this was a career thing, of course, I'd be like, yeah, give me Caleb Williams. Like, let's see what that turns out to be. But it's Sam Darnold. This one's easy. This one's easy. I think this one's closer than what people would think. I think Baker's put together 2 really good seasons. Jaden had a fantastic rookie season. And we'll see. I mean, you can fall from grace quickly in this league. And that's why I say when you get outside of the top, like 4, 5, 6, whatever that number is for you, it is shaky on the back end. And there's a lot of moving around that can happen. Both these guys could be off the list, and 2 guys from 12 to 15 could jump them this year. That could happen. But Jaden Daniels, with what he did, with the lack of a team around him, was just too impressive to pass up. So for the 2025 season, I would take Jaden Daniels. Michael Penix hasn't done enough. Geno Smith has at least proven it. Bryce Young, awesome end of last season. Maybe the future is bright for him. We will see. But that's Brock Purdy. Easy. Drake May, right? Like, this isn't even a question. Oh, not the biggest Tua fan. But Tyler Shugg has done nothing in this league. He's probably as old as Tua at this point. Give me Tua. This one's pretty easy. This one's pretty easy. This one's pretty easy. Give me Rodgers. Give me Rodgers. I like the thought of JJ. And much like we started out with Caleb Williams here and Sam Darnold, it won't take a lot for JJ McCarthy to pass this version of Russell Wilson. But he hasn't thrown an NFL pass yet. And it's not like if this was Joe Flacco or Jameis Winston or some backup quarterback, I will take a guy that hasn't thrown the pass yet. But Russell Wilson is probably going to start for the Giants. I have to go Mr. Unlimited at this point. But it won't take much to pass him. It won't. Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, Bo Nix, Lamar Jackson, Dak, Baker. I think this is close too, man. Oh, this is close too. Man, oh man, this is close. The Baker Hurts Jaden Daniels, man, that's a tight-knit group, but it would be disrespectful at this point. Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl. He played very, very well in that Super Bowl. I have to give it to him. I just said that this is a trio that's very close. Man, this one's tough. This one's tough. I'm gonna. Jalen Hurts is not my cup of tea as far as the type of quarterback. He's just not. I've said this a million times. In a vacuum, like the style preference, give me Brock Purdy 11 times out of 10, style-wise to Jalen Hurts. But it's like the Nick Sirianni thing. You can't knock it. And Jalen Hurts twice now has crushed it in the Super Bowl. I don't think you guys understand how well he's played in the playoffs. Not just this last year either. Just overall, how well he's played in the playoffs. I mean, as a passer, 67% passing, 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. I mean, we haven't even introduced the running yet. As a passer, he's been very efficient. He's not like blowing your socks off. We're throwing for like 200 yards a game, but 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 67% completion. And then you add in the rushing side of it. I mean, what are we talking about? Another 10 touchdowns? Guys, I mean, 20 touchdowns in, what are we talking, 9 games? It's pretty good with an efficiency where you only have, I mean, if we include fumbles, maybe he has 1 or 2, but we're talking like a 4-to-1 touchdown to turnover ratio. I think it would be disrespectful to take a 1-year player at this point. But again, if Jaden Daniels has another season like that, unless Jalen Hurts wins another Super Bowl, I mean, oh man, this one's tough. I've got a super chat real quick. Let me read these from Dave. Dave says, Steve Young is the pinnacle for me in my time. Yeah, same. I mean, Steve Young was that deal to me. I could throw 25, 30 yards, tight spiral, left-handed because of Steve Young. Like, he's just that deal, man. He's my GOAT. Dave says, you say they're easy, but who do you pick, Jesse? Who do you pick? Yeah, I mean, some of these are pretty obvious, right? Some of these are pretty obvious, but yeah, I mean, listen, I like Herbert, but again, you can't knock Hurts at this point. You can't do it. Okay, this one to me, they're both early enough in their careers. Bryce Young showed some promise at the end of last year. I just have to go because it's such a limited sample size. I have to go with who I ranked as the higher prospect coming out. Now, if Bryce Young would have continued down the path that he had started, this would be a no-brainer. Like, give me Michael Penix on the off chance that he's just better. But because Bryce Young played so well down the stretch, and I think he was a better prospect coming out, and they're both, I mean, I think Penix is older than Bryce Young. So to me, I'm going to go with Bryce Young here. Much like the whole disrespect thing. Again, Gino, not my cup of tea, but I mean, you got to give him credit for time on task. This one's easy for me. Similar, right? 2 young guys. At least Drake May's thrown an NFL pass. I had him rated a much higher prospect. So I will go with him. Again, Drake May, I like him as a prospect. He did some decent things. But I have to go time on task. I'll go with Tua. Obviously, Patrick. I mean, I'm going to go Anthony Richardson only because he's young and it's like, what if? Like the what if factor, just maybe, although it's not trending good for him. And I could see Danny Dimes beating him out either early on in the season or even week 1. But we know that Jameis Winston's a backup quarterback at this point. Anthony Richardson is probably going to be that as well. But on the off chance that Anthony Richardson turns into something, I have to go that route. Kyler, Love, Goff, Burrow or baby Burrow? Burrow. Trevor. Ow. This one's tough. This one is tough. Oh, man. Trevor Lawrence was such a better prospect than Bo Nix. Such a better prospect than Bo Nix. But we're like 5 years in at this point. Again, these things can change quickly. I'm not going to be married to this take, but I have to choose one. I got to go Bo right now, man. I got to go Bo. I don't feel great about it, but I mean, what has Trevor done to this point? CJ. This one's tough too because Caleb Williams just wasn't good last year, but he had so much working against him. I have to go with who I had ranked as a higher rated prospect. This one's so close because I have them very close as prospects as well. I'm gonna go Caleb. I'm gonna go Caleb, but I don't feel great about it. I don't feel great about it. Lamar, obviously. Lamar, obviously. Lamar, obviously. Lamar, obviously. Penix, it's the young thing. I mean, this is, Flacco's like 45 at this point. Go Penix. We'll go Baker. 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 This one's close, but I'm going Baker, man, at this point. I got to go Baker in this moment. I mean, the last 2 years, Baker's just been more consistent. And yeah, I mean, there's not too much to explain. I'm going to go Baker. I'm going to go Tyler. Tyler, not my favorite prospect, and he's old. But again, we know what Jameis Winston is. We don't know what Tyler is. We don't. So I'll go Tyler. Anthony Richardson, just on the off chance again. He's still younger than Tyler Shuck is. Whatever. Who cares? Drake. Kyler. This is tough. This is actually tough. I am not a Tua guy at all. But Kyler, for as talented as he is, and the talent level between these two is not close. But Kyler just falls off a cliff and disappears for no reason sometimes. I'm going to go with Kyler just because it's not like Tua's proven much of anything, like to be a clutch quarterback or anything. And he gets injured too often. And the talent level is not close. I'm going to go Kyler. But this is actually close. In my opinion, this is close. I don't know if they both stay hurt. Kyler had the 1 year where he got that serious injury, but I don't know that he stays hurt, right? Dave says Baker on our team and we have a ring guaranteed. Oh, I don't know about guaranteed. I don't know about that. Mahomes, obviously. Mahomes. This is tough. This is where I normally say, hey, this guy hasn't thrown a football in the NFL, and this guy at least has shown something. But has Justin Fields really shown anything? I mean, he's going on team number 3. Everything that I said about him as a prospect, I feel like he's still the same guy. I feel like we know a lot more about what Justin Fields is or is not, certainly more than JJ. And I would have had him graded as prospects pretty dang close, actually. Pretty dang close. But the fact that we haven't seen one yet, and I feel pretty good that Justin Fields is not a guy, I'm going to go JJ. I'll go Rodgers. Although, again, the Vikings, I understand why they're going with JJ. Rodgers. Burrow. 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 Cam Ward. Oh, oh man. Trevor Lawrence has shown a little bit more than Fields. But not that much more. I mean, we're talking like a season, a glimmer of hope for a season. Trevor Lawrence was certainly the better prospect. But it's like, you got to show me something, man. I'm so tempted to go with Cam right here. However, I have to go Trevor. I have to go Trevor. But again, this is one of those where if Trevor sucks for the first 5 games and Cam looks good, it won't take much for Cam to pass him up. All right? It won't take much. This close to taking Cam. I mean, what do you do? I was this close to taking Cam over Caleb, and I took Caleb. I was this close to taking Cam over Trevor, and I took Trevor. Can you tie? Can you have a tie? I'm going to go slightly Trevor. I mean, give me Sam right now. I feel like this is my limit with Trevor right here. Man, I don't like Sam though at all, man. Ugh. I love these quizzes though. How fun is this? Seriously, how fun is this? I mean, you're seeing me just like squirm in real life. This is so tough, man. Sam is not good. But Trevor's not good either. Give me Sam begrudgingly. All right, I'm taking Bo Nix. I'm not taking Sam over Bo Nix, all right? I clicked that one fast because I was worried. I was worried I would take Sam, and I can't do it, all right? I can't do it. Dak. Dak's put way too many years in this league of actual decent play. But yeah. It's tough. It's actually pretty tough. I like CJ, I do. But Dak's put up some decent years in this league now. Let's not act like Dak hasn't put up some decent years. I feel like people just, it's fun to make fun of Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I get it. But like Dak was Brock before Brock. You guys do realize that, right? Like Dak was Brock before Brock. He was the one that was drafted late and came in and took the job over from Tony Romo. Nobody expected anything, and he just took the team by storm, ran with it for a few years. But Dak's lost his mobility. He's coming off of an injury. Listen, I've seen CJ. I will say this too. What CJ's done with not a great team around him, not the most ideal conditions around him, he's proven he can at least be a guy with that scenario. Dak, that's the biggest issue with Dak, is Dak kind of has had ideal situations, and when he hasn't, it gets really, really squirrely. Really squirrely. Coming off of an injury, I have to go CJ here, but this is closer than what people want to admit. Give me Herbert. Jameis, right? Just because he's more fun at this point. Dazza says Lawrence has been quite bad, but what would he look like on the Lions? Eagles are generally just a good team. Yeah, I don't know. That I don't know. And the talent is there, but there is something about Trevor that's like, Do you want to be great? Like, do you truly care to be great? Come hell or high water, are you going to do everything you can to be great? I don't know the answer to that. And if the answer isn't a resounding yes, then I have to question it. Fair or not, I have to question it. Jameis is a backup at this point in his career. Again, Michael Penix he's not super young, but he's young-ish. He's young in his career at least. So I'm gonna go with Penix. Uh Penix. Penix. Drake. Drake. Man. Man, this is close. This is close. Wow, this is close. Man, this is it's so early in their career. I have to go with who I thought was the better prospect. Um, and that was Bryce Young. Close though. Graded very closely. I'm gonna go Bryce, but we'll see after this year. We'll have an answer to that. To a time on task. Give me Gino. I am not a Tua guy. Gosh, this is close. I had Gino over Tua. I had Kyler over Tua. Um, gosh, I just Kyler kind of is who he is at this point, right? And obviously Gino is as well. But it's like, say what you want about Gino, but he battles, man. He battles. I feel like if Kyler's feeling himself, he's going to do things that Gino couldn't dream of, right? But Gino could be playing like trash, getting hit all over the place, and you know that he's not going to quit at the very least. I'm going to have to go Gino. I don't feel great about it, but I'm going to go Gino there. I had Love over Kyler. I'm going to go Love here. I've seen at least some of the same things that I was talking about with Gino. Love battled through a lot of injury last year. I mean, he completely lost his mobility, came back from injury way before he should, got re-injured, just kept battling. Younger. I think he's more talented. I'm going to go Love, but it's not by a wide margin now. It's not by a wide margin. Dave says greatness doesn't seem like the goal much anymore. Yeah, not for everybody. I mean, it definitely holds weight though. Great people want to be great still. People want to be great still. Okay. Uh Listen, Jordan Love has a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong. But in none of these scenarios, last year I didn't do it. I can't do it based off of last year. I have to go Brock here. I mean, Love's just so reckless with the football. So reckless with the football at times. I mean, don't get me wrong. He came in and played like 10 games and put up like 30 touchdowns or something wild. He can score the football now. Love can put some points on the board, but man, he can take some points off the board too. He can put them up for both teams. That reckless abandon, I can't trust it. I'm going to go with Brock. Brock, easy here. Fields. Cam Ward. I have to go with Cam. So neither guy has played. This one's interesting because neither guy has played, right? Neither guy has played. And Cam, I think, is a better prospect than JJ, and that's basically what they both are. Now, listen, JJ will and should look better than Cam this year because the Vikings are stacked. The Titans are a dumpster fire of a roster. So don't be shocked if JJ like looks better and gets some more of the accolades and whatever. But give me Cam. He's a better prospect. Hasn't taken a snap. Again, I think Russell's still a starter in this league. Low end starter. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to go Russ. Same thing. Caleb just hasn't shown a lot. Got to go with that. I draw the line here. All right. Trevor at least has shown a little something in this league. I think at Russ, the hate has gone a little too far. So I'm going to go Trevor. Rodgers is a better player right now than Trevor. In this moment, Rodgers is a better player. Still, I believe that. He's better than Sam. This one's close. This one is close. Man, this one is close. This one's close. I'm going to go Knicks, though. At least I get the yes, sir, no, sir mentality. This is close, though. This is close. Oh, I don't know, actually. Oh. I'll go with Knicks. Goff. This is close. These guys are basically the exact same. These guys are the exact same. He's the exact same. But Goff has been healthier. Goff has been healthier. So I got to go Goff. But they're like right there. They're right there. Jared Goff's the healthier Dak Prescott. I took CJ over Dak. This is close, but I'm going CJ. Stafford. This is close for me. This is close. I'm going to go Stafford for now. But the scary thing with Stafford is like he's at that age where it could just fall off at any point. Like it could fall off at any point. But I'm going to go Stafford for now. Lamar. Allen. Flacco. Justin, just because he's younger, I guess. I don't know. Give me Jameis. Am I crazy? Give me Jameis over Fields at this point. Different, but I'm going to go with JJ here. Again, it's the unknown. I just think like between Jameis and Fields, Fields has played enough football and just hasn't shown anything really to me. That's why I go with Jameis. Like at least with Jameis, you know that he could sling that pill. He may throw 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, but he can sling it. But Fields, what has Fields done? I'm going Winston over Fields. I'm going to go JJ, though. I'm going to go JJ. Again, just because I gotta see something. I want to see something. Now, if I felt like Jameis was still a starter in this league, I would go with Jameis. But I think he is a backup at this point. I'm going to go JJ. I think JJ is a better prospect than Tyler. So I'll go with that. Rick, dude. I mean, I'm going to go JJ. This is a toss-up to me. I had them like ranked dead even as prospects, at least Penix has played and thrown a pass in the league, so I'll go with him. Cam Ward was a way better prospect than Penix to me. I guess not way, but he's a better prospect. I'm gonna go Cam. These guys are pretty even to me. Drake has done something at least in the league though, so I'll give him the slight edge. But I think his prospects, I had him pretty close. I mean, Drake slightly. I mean, it's the whole Cam, Caleb, Drake. They're all right there. I mean, again, I'm not married to any of these, but I'm gonna go Drake slightly. Russell. Bryce has shown enough. He showed enough down that 10-game stretch where I'm intrigued. And I think they're like similar. Give me Bryce. Dude, I think this low-key might be the hardest. I think this low-key might be one of the hardest ones. Trevor Lawrence and Bryce Young. I just... This is tough, man. This is tough. I'm going to go slightly Trevor. But this is truly a coin flip to me. Am I going to go Trevor, though? Oh, my gosh. This is so tough. This is so tough. What's the chat saying? Trevor, Young. That's tough. Who would you want on your team today? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Young, Trevor, Young. No, not contracts. Just who's the better player? Contracts aside, who's the better player? Trevor's a dumpster fire. I'd rather have Young. No, contracts don't matter. If you like turnovers, pick Trevor. Young. Just, dude, I'm telling you. This is close, man. This is close. This is close. Dude, I don't... I have to go... they're just... I don't know, man. The hard part is they're both incomplete, but Bryce is only 2 years in, so you can understand that. Trevor, the only reason he's incomplete is because he was such a good prospect. Such a good prospect. But we're 4 years in. I mean, man, this is not easy. I'm going to go Trevor. I hate Tua, man. Not like hate is I'm sure he's a fine person, but I have to go Tua, though. It's only fair. Same thing. Tua. Give me Rodgers. Give me Kyler. This might be the hardest one. This might be the hardest one. I thought the other one was the hardest one. This might be the hardest one. No, I don't ever ask myself that. That would be That would be pretty narcissistic, actually. That would be pretty narcissistic. Oh, man. Bo Nix or Kyler Murray? Gosh, man, it's just, we're talking about a year from Bo, and it was a good year, but it wasn't like special. But Kyler's so Kyler. You know what I mean? It's just, you ever get food that like just looks so good? I mean, it has everything, and you're starving. So food tastes better when you're starving. So you're starving, you get a plate of food, and it just looks phenomenal. And then you take a bite, and you're like, I mean, I'm hungry, and it looks good. Gosh, that just didn't live up to expectation. But you know what? Again, I'm hungry. It looks better than what that bite tasted like. Maybe it was a bad bite. So you take another bite, and then before you know it, you're halfway through this thing, and you're like, gosh, man, that just wasn't that great. That's Kyler Murray. That's Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is that meal where it's like, man, arm talent, speed, actually processes pretty well. Yeah, he's short. I get that. But he's got that. And then you're like, he had the ACL. Now that he's a year removed from it, he should be good, right? Then you realize Kyler's like 30 years old, probably. How old is Kyler Murray? How old is Kyler Murray? I feel like he's close to 30. He's probably like 28, 29. I don't know. How old is Kyler? Why is my internet so slow? 27. Kyler's only 27? He's been in the league for like 14 years, I feel like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 years? Really? God, why did I feel like he's been in the league for at least 7, 8 years? I don't know. He's still that meal, though. He'll be 28 this year. Oh, dude, just Kyler. Give me Kyler, I guess. This is close, too. This is close, too. Dak's proven more, in my opinion, than Kyler has. But you guys have the restaurants? All right. KFC processes food well? What? Okay, hear me out. The reason this is tough is because Kyler is younger. Kyler also isn't coming directly off of an injury. Now, Dak has done more, but they both kind of have that thing where they peter out at the end of a year. I'm going to go Dak just because I feel like it'd be disrespectful not to, but it's close. Give me Dak over Geno. Now, I had Love over Kyler. I had Dak over Kyler as well. Both were close. I don't know about this one. Yep, here we go. Could I listen to that for a whole season? I feel like that has to factor in, does it not? I feel like that has to factor in. I don't think that I could listen to that for a full season. So I'm gonna go with Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Jared Goff. He's proven it more. In Goff, again, Goff and Dak are similar, but Goff has stacked more seasons, hasn't had the injuries. That's why I would say Goff over Love, but Love over Dak. So I like Brock Purdy's skill set more than I like Goff's. But listen, Brock Purdy couldn't put together 2 full seasons back to back of quality quarterback play. Jared Goff has like 6 seasons of quality quarterback play. At this point, it would be disrespectful to choose Brock Purdy over Goff. So I'm going to go Goff. I'm going to go Baker. Baker's got 3 years of good quarterback play. He's done it on Cleveland, which is not easy. And I was not a Baker fan. Can I say that? Not at all a Baker. I didn't like him much as a prospect. I thought he was throwing to wide open players a lot. He almost worked himself out of the league. Him going to the Rams low-key saved his career. But Baker's been on a burner the last couple of years. He's been on a burner. So I'm going to go Baker. I'm going to go Baker over CJ. I'm going to go Baker over CJ. Similar reasons as to the Goff and Purdy thing. I'm going to go Baker over CJ. Herbert. This one's tough. Because Herbert's a better player. And I get like QB wins isn't a stat, but you cannot overlook what Hurts has done in the playoffs, man. You just can't do it. I'm going to go Hurts. Oh, God, I don't know about that. I can't. I don't know about that. This one's tough, man. Hurts has just been surrounded by so much talent, and Herbert has not. Herbert's offensive coordinators get fired after every year. Hurts's get promoted. Like, give me Herbert. Mahomes. Oh, there's your list. I don't feel like we got a CJ Stroud, Jared Goff. I'm going to argue with this. I feel like for the same reasons that I took Jared Goff, I don't think we got a CJ Stroud, Jared Goff head to head. I don't know that we did. And if we did, I probably would have leaned Goff, maybe slightly. For the same reasons I leaned Goff over Purdy. But I feel good about this list overall. Mahomes is obviously number 1. Allen's number 2 to me. This is, if I'm making a list of top 5, this is it right here. In fact, if I'm making a list of top 6, this would be it. Yeah, man, I feel like this is pretty accurate for what I would say. I feel like this is pretty accurate. We got the young guns all kind of stacked together. I feel like that's pretty fair. From Bryce Young down to Tyler Shugg, I feel like that's fair. I mean, all these guys are kind of young guns. Tua at 19 is about right. I feel good about that. I feel good about that. Bo Nix is higher than I probably would have thought in a vacuum, I would say. Brock over Love, yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. See, but that's the thing. Again, when we talk about, you know, once you get past these four, like, again, if Stafford fell off a cliff this year and fell out of the top 10, would you be surprised? I wouldn't. Um, if Jaden struggled this year and fell out of the top 10, would you be surprised? No, I wouldn't. If Goff and Dak stack a couple more years, Love comes out on a burner, Brock comes out on a burner. Like you can see how like this could potentially flip some of these guys. So it's just the way I feel now. Again, we do this mid-season. I think this list would look pretty different. I mean, especially down this back end, because we're going to know a lot more about some of these younger players. So it'll look probably very different in the back end. I think in the top 10, you're going to have maybe a player to move around, whatever, move up, move down. But yeah, I feel good about this list. No, the computer's not I'm the one that picked them. So I would be the hater. What would you do with your list, LJ? Again, actually take the quiz. Go to bladen.com and take the quarterback quiz. I don't know. First of all, I don't know how you can say the list is trash. First of all, I don't know how you come to that conclusion. The top four is the top four. Now, you may have a different preference, but the top four is the top four. Stafford deserves to be there. No. I'm sorry. You go do your list, post it up for everybody, and let us roast it. Until then, shut your mouth. Okay, let's talk about it, because this is a topic of conversation. A lot of people like to bring this up, all right? A lot of people like to bring this up. So, Justin Herbert, his rookie year, had the worst offensive line in football. The worst, his rookie year. Okay? All he did was ball out. And let's not forget, he wasn't even projected to start. He was supposed to sit. Starting quarterback gets his lung punctured. He has to start first game against the Chiefs, by the way. Very first game of his career has to be against the Chiefs. Worst offensive line in football, and he balls. Absolutely balled out. Okay. Then, just for context, his first 32 starts of his career, his defense gave up an average of 26.8 points per game in the first 32 starts of his career. We were bitching about the 49ers defense last year. You know how much the 49ers defense gave up last year? 25.6 points last year. That defense, with those injuries and that coach, 25.6 points per game that defense gave up. Herbert's first 32 starts, so the first 2 years of his career, 26.8 points is what his defense gave up. More than what we gave up last year with that dumpster fire. Everything that was going on around it, okay? So, first year plays with the worst offensive line in football. First 2 years, defense gives up 26.8 points a game. He's literally had he played 5 seasons? What are we in? Season 5 for Herbert? Something like that? Every year but one, he's had a new offensive coordinator. New offensive coordinator. So you start to talk about like as bad as it can go around you. Most guys just get excuses and chance after chance. Like he went through the same dumpster fire garbage that guys like Darnold went through and Baker went through, Brock went through last year. And he's done nothing but play well. Nothing but play well. Like, I get it. Last year in the playoffs, it sucked for a game. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. If he gets there again and does that again, I'll concede it. But I'm not going to let one game in a year that team was ahead of schedule, by the way, shouldn't have even been in the playoffs. If truth being told, if Herbert wasn't the quarterback of that team and these guys that were in front of him were not the quarterback, maybe Jaden Daniels might be one, maybe just because he kind of did it. But if any of these other guys behind him were the quarterback, that team wouldn't have made the playoffs last year. They wouldn't have made the playoffs. Then if stats are your thing, let me show you that. Because I know people love to say, oh, well, Purdy's better than Herbert. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Brock Purdy's 36 starts in his career is what he has, okay? I'm not including any of the throws against the Chiefs because he came in, and I can't include the game against Miami when he first came in? His first start was against Tampa. 36 starts in his career. 67.5% completion, okay? Justin Herbert, 66.3. Brock's got the edge, okay? And this is first 36 starts of Herbert's career. Remember, worst offensive line in football his rookie year. Awful defense first 2 years. So 32 of his first 36 starts were about as bad of a dumpster fire as it could be, okay? So I don't want to hear, oh, Brock went through last year. No, that was Herbert's first 32 games. Let's be clear about that. He dealt with that garbage the whole time. The whole time, okay? So first 36 games, Brock Purdy, 9,242 passing yards. Justin Herbert, 10,600. 1,400 more yards through 36 games. Brock Purdy, 62 touchdown passes. Justin Herbert, 78. 78. 16 more touchdown passes in 36 games and 1,400 more passing yards. Well, I mean, then obviously he threw way more interceptions, right? Wrong. Brock Purdy, 25 interceptions. Justin Herbert, 27. All right. So listen. I'm not letting one game override everything that the kid has done to this point. I can't do it. Knowing the dumpster fire that he's dealt with in his career. Oh, what has he done? I don't know. Had terrible situations and performed at an extremely high level. That's what he's done. Everything that you love statistically about Brock, he crushed it in a way worse situation. Like the thought that Justin Herbert's not a good quarterback boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. Seeking, King of the Seas. Ravens to the Super Bowl. So saith seeking. I don't know, man. They can. I know that my son would love it. He's a Ravens fan. But I feel like the AFC's wide open. There's some good teams over there. Don't sleep on Denver, though. I just have a feeling that Denver's going to do something this year, man. Like, I know they made the playoffs last year, so I'm not going off on a crazy limb. I'm not saying, like, don't sleep on Denver to get to round 2. Like, Denver might low-key with that defense, might make a Super Bowl. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not picking them. They're not my pick. I would still put like the Ravens, the Bills, and Chiefs ahead of them, but Denver's got something over there, man. They're cooking up something nice. If Bo Nix can be, what do we have him ranked 17th on this list? If Bo Nix can hold serve, it's 17 overall. Then I'm cool with it. Like they can do something. Dave Sims says no one agrees 100. Just accept it and root for your team. Yeah, I mean whatever. I like the discourse. It's fun. That's what's great about these things is that it's all opinion based. Like it's all opinion based. And even in the top 4, people don't agree. Some people think Joe Burrow's 2 or Lamar's 2. So, I mean, there's like no, I think we all agree again that this is the top 4, but the order people disagree with all the time. So nobody agrees 100% of the time, but it's sports, man. It's fun. Dazza says mine would be Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, then Lamar. Okay. Stafford. Okay. Hurts. All right. Daniels, Stroud, Herbert. Goff. Baker, Purdy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I do love I like CJ Stroud. Don't get me wrong. I do, but he's on that fringe. Like this year's going to say a lot. And again, he's had an awful offensive line too. But much like the same argument, what Herbert did with the worst offensive line compared to what Stroud has done with a bad offensive line, Herbert did better. Herbert did better in that situation. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I really could see any of these guys from 5 through 10 sliding out and some of these guys moving in. I could see it. I mean, if this year goes crazy bad for some of these guys and some of these other guys, I would say 16 to 11 range, ball out, you can have some flip-flopping here. You could have some flip-flopping here. Actually, even Bo Nix. So you can include Bo Nix because he's only in year 2, so that would be fair. So yeah, I mean, you could see some movement, but I feel very strongly about this list at this point in time. Yeah, in one game. In one game. I get that. In one game, yes. But again, we're talking about 5 years of productivity, 5 years of bad situations, 4 years of bad situations. Last year wasn't a bad situation, and guess what? He made the playoffs. 4 years of dumpster fire coaching, dumpster fire injuries, dumpster fire offensive lines, dumpster fire of a defensive situation, and all he's done is performed the whole way through. And CJ too, though. I mean, listen, CJ hasn't had the best situation, and he's played well. I like CJ a lot, but I'm not going to take one game. I don't react over one game. If you do that, you'll never, ever, ever stand on anything. Like you have to have some sort of formula that you're comfortable with. King of C says, who's putting Burrow over Lamar? Porque Sway? How, Sway? How? I agree with that, by the way. A lot of people do this. People even put Burrow above Allen. I don't. Lamar Jackson is so special, so one of one. And so is Josh Allen, just physically what they can do. And then it's not like they don't have the stats to back it up or haven't won a game in the playoffs. Like, I could understand if they were close and then it's like Burrow's got a Super Bowl ring. Okay, maybe. But talent for talent, Allen and Lamar are aliens. Absolute aliens. Talent for talent, Patrick is supremely talented. But these two, I think, are on an island by themselves when it comes to talent in the NFL. But Mahomes has just done it when it mattered most over and over and over. So you have to just give him that spot. But Burrow, no, you don't have to do anything with Burrow. And this whole, oh, he made a Super Bowl. And Jimmy Garoppolo made a Super Bowl. Nick Foles has won a Super Bowl. Who cares? It doesn't mean anything. Playoff things to me matter when you're talking about two guys that are on like the same level. If you're talking about two guys who are on a similar excuse me, a similar level overall, then of course the tiebreaker is going to be playoff performances. But when you're talking about guys that are just supremely talented, and not just supremely talented either, because people will throw this argument out there. Well, I mean, a lot of guys have, look at Anthony Richardson. He's got a big arm and all the yada, yada, yada. These guys are supremely talented and have proven that they can do it on top of being supremely talented. They've done it. Their talent translates. And it's not like, oh, well, Lamar and Josh are talented guys, but they're dum-dums. No, they both can read a field. They both can layer throws. They both can make pretty much every throw on a field. And then they're just aliens when it comes to supreme talent. I mean, it's insane. They both just have that something that 99.9% of human beings will never have. They're the special. Those guys are the special ones. And Mahomes is in there too. So I think he's slightly behind these guys when it comes to just overall talent, but that's when the playoffs can make up that gap a little bit, because it's not like it's that far off. But Burrow is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Burrow is awesome. This is not a crap on Joe Burrow session, but I think the gap between Lamar and Burrow is bigger than it is between Patrick and Josh and Lamar. Truly. Dazza says always tough ranking quarterbacks for sure, because we've only ever seen them on their own teams. Yep, that's very true. That's very, very true. King of C says last one. Burrow had 2 number 1 wide receivers and elite run game when he went to the Super Bowl. Why hasn't he been again? Have a good night. So saith I seeking. Yeah, again, the whole been to a Super Bowl is such an overrated thing. Go look at how Josh Allen and Joe Burrow have performed in the playoffs. I mean, people like to say, oh, Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl and Joe Burrow has. Case closed. No. Go look. Most of you don't know this. If Josh Allen isn't he's probably top 3 of all time in playoff efficiency. He's been that good in the playoffs. For, people, oh, well, he turns the ball over a lot. Okay, at times he has in the regular season for sure. But he's also led the league in touchdowns multiple times. But when he gets to the playoffs, that turnover stuff doesn't happen. He doesn't turn the ball over almost at all. And he puts points on the board. I think it's something like 27 total touchdowns to 7 total turnovers or 6 total turnovers. in the playoffs, I think Joe Montana. I want to say Joe Montana is the only quarterback in NFL history. I'd have to go back and like relook at it because it's been a while since I've done this. But Joe Montana is like the only quarterback that when he goes from regular season to playoffs, like his completion percentage goes up, his yards per game go up, his touchdown to interception ratio go up. And then when he goes to the Super Bowl, it does it again, which is crazy. I think Josh Allen is the only other quarterback that is also true for, where when he gets in the playoffs, his yards per game go up, his completion percentage goes up, his touchdown to interception ratio goes up. I'm telling you, Josh Allen in the playoffs has performed at an extremely rare high level. And that's why you cannot. I refuse to listen to people that say dumb crap about Josh Allen. Like, you clearly don't watch. You clearly don't watch, because what he's doing is basically, it's him in Montana can say that they elevate their game in the playoffs so much so across the board. Let's just go look at it. Let's make sure I'm not tripping. And it's when you add in everything, rushing, passing, everything. So let's just be clear about that. All right. Josh Allen in the regular season, 63% completion, 65.7 in the postseason. Okay, that goes up. 238 yards passing per game in the regular season, 258.4 yards passing per game in the playoffs. So that goes up. A little more than a 2-to-1 ratio. Well, not a little more. That's actually pretty significant. I don't have my calculator, but you can do the math. But in the playoffs, it's even better. And I haven't even gotten to the running. 25 touch as a passer. Let's just remove the legs from the game. 13 playoff games and you have 25 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions. You know what? Jalen Hurts is probably another guy we can throw into that category now. Jalen Hurts. We just did him earlier. So it's literally like Joe Montana, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts are like the guys that you can do this with. Go do it. Go do it with all your favorite quarterbacks throughout history. Go do it with all of them. Those are the guys. The list is very short. You might stumble upon one more that I've overlooked, but we're talking less than 5 true, like elite of elite quarterbacks all time that you can say that for. And especially this drastic 25 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions in the playoffs. Yeah, he's the reason they're losing, guys. He's the reason. With his 258 yards passing per game and his 66% completion. Oh, let's look at the running real quick. Let's take a look at the running. Oh, another 7 rushing touchdowns. So we're up to like 32 total touchdowns. I think he's lost 2 fumbles. 2 fumbles in the playoffs. So 32 touchdowns to 6 turnovers. Is that what we're really talking about in the playoffs? Josh Allen, 13 games, 32 touchdowns, and 6 turnovers. And you have the gall to say he's the reason that he hasn't won. What on God's green earth do you expect him to do? What do you expect him to do? Oh, well, what about when he plays Mahomes? Oh, well, what about when he plays Mahomes? He plays his best football. Literally plays his best football. Let's take a look at that real quick. We're going to go game logs. Playoffs. Look at when he plays the Chiefs, man. It's going to blow your mind how well he plays in those games. All right. What was this? What year are we looking at? My gosh. 2021. Okay, so this was his second time in the playoffs. Not the best. 287, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But he had another 88 yards rushing. Okay, cool. Let's look at the next time. 73% completion percentage, 329 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Another 11 carries for 68 yards. My man put up 400 yards and 4 touchdowns with no turnovers. And lost. If Brock did this, we would never hear the end of it. Whoa. He left the field with a lead. Cool, man. 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions, but he's never been to a Super Bowl. Yeah, it's his fault. Okay, cool. Let's look at the next time around. Oh, a pretty pedestrian 65% completion, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, another 39 yards rushing. Like, he's played well against Kansas City. He's just lost these games. Like, what do you... And this, remember, this was in garbage weather. Go look at Patrick Mahomes in these games. He's not outplaying Josh Allen. They're basically going tit for tat the whole way through. Like, I mean, what can we say? Has he had, like, just a bad playoff game altogether? Like, a truly awful playoff game. One playoff game in 13. Truly awful play. You can say, oh, yeah, okay, maybe not the best game, but was it truly awful? I mean, even in his worst game, we're talking 1 touchdown to 1 interception. Again, this isn't spectacular, but he's been Superman for 9 of the 13 games. Like, yeah, I remember, what was it? Oh, it was this game right here. Thank you. This game right here. No. Wait, it wasn't that one. Yes, it was this game. When everybody's like, yeah, but look at what he did against the Chiefs in the AFC playoffs. Okay, cool. So 67% completion percentage. This was 2 years ago. Mind you, it was freezing cold and garbage weather. 186 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Okay, that sounds a little not so good. Oh, but then we forgot that he rushed for 72 more yards and had 2 more touchdowns. So he had 3 touchdowns in the game. 3. No turnovers. And over 250 total yards. And people tried to say he played bad in that game. That was a bad game, according to the public. A bad game. If your favorite quarterback goes into the playoffs, loses to Patrick Mahomes, puts up 250 yards, completes 67% of his passes, and has 3 touchdowns to no interceptions, you are not letting anybody tell you otherwise. That he did what he was supposed to do. And then you add in that it's bad weather to boot, and there were 2 bombs in that game that were dropped of 50-plus yards. 50-plus yard passes, 2 of them dropped in that game. I promise you, you wouldn't let your favorite quarterback take that heat without you being like, guys, hello, 3 touchdowns, 250 total yards, no turnovers, in garbage weather, and had 2 drop passes of 50-plus yards. Yeah, you wouldn't say that that was a garbage performance. That, by a lot of quarterback standards, is an extremely good performance, actually. But for Josh Allen, bad performance. Got it. Cool. What's Josh Allen ever done? I don't know. Just be statistically maybe the best quarterback in playoff history, but, you know, quarterback wins, right? Quarterback wins. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. And that's why I have Allen above Lamar on my list. Because Lamar, that's the separator, right? When you get two guys that are clearly on a playing field that is not of normal levels, you have to separate them somehow. And that's the separator. Joe Burrow, by the way, Joe Burrow hasn't been the guy that you think he is in the playoffs either. Just so we're clear. Just so we are clear. You know, Josh Allen in one playoff run, 2 games, had 9 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, right? One playoff run in 2 games, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. In 7 games in the playoffs, Burrow has 9 total touchdowns to 4 interceptions. And we know that he doesn't have the rushing stats that Josh Allen has. Again, the gap between Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, to me, is much bigger than the gap between Mahomes and Josh Allen. I don't understand how anybody, other than, again, QB wins, can say that these guys are even near the same level. And Joe Burrow is clearly a top 4 quarterback in the NFL. Josh Allen is that good. He just is. Remember when Josh Allen lost to Kansas City 3 years ago or whatever, he threw 5 touchdown passes in round 1, 0 interceptions, and 4 more against the Chiefs, 0 interceptions in 2 playoff games. He has 32 total touchdowns in 13. In order for Burrow to get there in 6 more playoff games, Joe Burrow, let's see how many rushing touchdowns he has, because I want to make sure that I'm fair here. Okay, no rushing touchdowns. All right. So for Joe Burrow to match what Josh Allen has in the next 6 playoff games, he has to have 23 touchdown passes and 2 turnovers, or 23 total touchdowns and 2 turnovers in his next 6 playoff games to match what Josh Allen has done in his first 13. You think that's going to happen? You think Joe Burrow's going to average 4 touchdowns for the next 6 playoff games and only turn the ball over twice? Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. So, there you go. Anyways, if anybody ever talks bad on Josh Allen again, get their mind right, because they have no clue what the hell they're talking about. None. 0. Hey, I'm just letting you know what it is. You can call it glazing. I don't care. Too many people have the dumbest takes when it comes to this player, and I'm getting some minds right, including probably yours, Gilbert. I bet you didn't know any of that. I bet you didn't know any of that. But you would sit up here and be like, oh, Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Shut up. All right, y'all, listen. Not really. Don't really shut up. I appreciate you contributing. I'm messing with you. Shut up when it comes to the sports take. All right, y'all. It's late. It's late. I didn't expect to go this long. You guys always keep me longer than I expect. I appreciate you. Much love. I hope you have a blessed night. And we'll talk soon. I'll talk to you later. Peace.